Victor Montagliani, newly elected president of Concacaf this day. First of all, congratulations, President Montagliani. Can you begin by telling us a little bit about your passion for football that's brought you to this post?
Well, first of all, thank you very much. Football is really my life. I think I was probably born in a pair of boots and prefer to wear them than anything else. It's been part of my family, part of my DNA. I think a lot of people of football, we have the same background. It's really something that has taught us pretty much everything we have in our life: teamwork, commitment, hard work, and so. For a lot of us that are in the football, not just the president of Concacaf, but a lot of our members within our region, football is our life.
Now, of course, as president of Concacaf, share with us your vision, your picture of your first 100 days in office.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a unique thing when you have an office. But for me, it's not so much the first 100 days. It's really every day. And every day, it's important to ensure that you're doing everything you can to push the envelope for the Confederation. I outline a very clear path in terms of my platform, and a lot of those things have to start immediately. Some won't start, obviously, till a little bit later because they're in terms of time commitments. But I think it's more of an everyday challenge and an everyday working for the Confederation and our members. We know what some of the issues are. Whether it be from a development standpoint, from a fiscal standpoint. But I think that the key message here is that I think for the first time in our history in our Confederation, the walls have been broken down between the unions, and we've come together as one. And I think that will definitely serve us well as we move forward, not only in the next 100 days, but in the next 100 after that, and so forth and so on.
It's been a long process, obviously, over the past month and year, and you've been an important part of the reform process during that time over the last year. Can you talk to us a little bit about your plans to successfully continue to implement the reform process at CONCACAF?
Yeah, I'm very proud of being both on the FIFA Reform Committee and obviously on the CONCACAF Reform Committee. Very proud of our members who came together in Zurich, and we were the first confederation to enact reforms even before FIFA. And so that was a proud moment for our confederation. But I think it's important that these are not just words and statutes, that we live them every day. And it starts in my office, and it has to continue on, and continue on not only in CONCACAF, but within CONCACAF. So I think it's important that the reform statutes, that we take care of them, and that we continue to revise them, because football is a fast-paced game, and they have to stay abreast with that. You can't just do reform every 100 years. So this is a daily thing, and I think it's very important that the tone is set from the top as it relates to living those reform statutes.
Another ongoing process in the Confederation, obviously, is development, and a very important part of your manifesto that brought you to the presidency. Talk to us a little bit about some of the challenges you see to football development in the Confederation and some of your solutions.
Yeah, I mean, I had the privilege of during the last 2 months of traveling and visiting 33 out of our 41 members. And I saw face to face, and we broke bread, and we discussed what are the challenges. And to me, that was a real eye-opener. And yes, 91% of our income comes from North America, but 91% of our needs are outside of North America. And I think that's very, very important, that we look at not only infrastructure challenges that we have in our confederation, but development challenges that we have. But I think those have to go hand in hand, because obviously, if you build it and they will come. So I think what we need to do is, and you see a lot of our members doing it already with FIFA Goal projects and so forth. I mean, I was in the USVI, very impressed with what they're doing. And so there's some fantastic stories. We need to tell those stories more often, but we know what the challenges are. We know, for instance, in the Caribbean, travel is a massive issue. And those are things that we need to tackle, because if we don't tackle those fiscal issues, right, and some of them are direct fiscal and some of them are ancillary, but if we don't tackle those fiscal issues, it's going to be very difficult to propagate and proliferate our development within our region.
Related to development in the Caribbean, club competition continues to grow in CONCACAF. Obviously, the Champions League with record attendance numbers, record television numbers. What are your plans to continue to grow and unite CONCACAF through club competition?
Yeah, I think that's a massive growth area for us. The Concacaf Champions League seems to grow every year. There are some challenges, as I stated, the scheduling. I think we need to relook at that. so that we have a competition that is more conducive to other members in our confederation in terms of so they can compete at later stages in the competition, and mainly in North America. I'm relating to some of the clubs, but I think there's an opportunity to elevate the Champions League for the Central American and the Caribbean clubs. And also, I think we need to look at another competition in the very near future at a club level for clubs that are more of a developing clubs, don't have the opportunity to get to a Champions League, but maybe in the future could get into the Champions League, but they could play in another competition.
2017 is a Gold Cup year. Speaking of competitions, you have some plans for the Gold Cup. Can you tell us about your plans short-term and long-term for the Confederation's most important competition?
Yeah, obviously we're committed to the same format for 2017. I think it'd be very difficult to change. But I think beyond that, we need to see how quickly we can change that format to 16 teams. We're in the business of also fostering hope as leaders in football. And I think by elevating the Gold Cup to 16 teams, you foster hope not only for more countries, but probably even more than that, who now see an opportunity to get into our flagship event. And that will increase development, that will increase, obviously, revenue, that will increase the brand, and I think it's something that we really need to do.
In terms of competition, we also have the very successful women's programs in Concacaf, Canada among them. After the huge success of the World Cup in Canada, how do you see the game continuing to grow for the women in Concacaf?
Yeah, I said I'm very proud of the job that my team back in Canada did for the Women's World Cup. I think we took it to another level, and it'll be a very difficult challenge for anybody else to match that. But I think we need to leverage the countries that are at the vanguard of women's football, mainly Canada and U.S., and Mexico slowly coming around the corner, and really use some of the strategies, use some of their assets to leverage further development in the rest of the Confederation, mainly in Central America and the Caribbean.
Speaking of World Cups, the 2026 World Cup is widely theorized to be coming to CONCACAF. What's your stance on that World Cup?
Well, hopefully it's not a theory. Hopefully it's a reality. As I said, I think we have 3 countries that have already put up their hand in terms of wanting to bid. FIFA just came out. I haven't even looked at them, to be honest, in terms of what the rules of engagement will be. But I think we need to look at it as a Confederation World Cup, not just a Canada or a US or Mexico. We need to look at it from a Confederation standpoint. Sit down with those countries, obviously, see what is the best strategy moving forward to make sure that we have it here, and then build in a legacy, not only for the hosting countries or country, but also built in a legacy for the Confederation. I mean, we've had 3 World Cups in this Confederation. I'm not sure you can say that there was a legacy within the Confederation over and beyond the country where it was hosted. So I think we need to implement that. So because we have 38 other countries beyond the 3 that are bidding that should benefit from hosting the World Cup in our Confederation.
Speaking of huge events, well before 2026, the Copa America Centenario, just days away in the United States. What will be the legacy of that in terms of development in the Confederation? And furthermore, how do you see the CONCACAF sides performing in that tournament?
Well, we're probably going to win it. I'm sure my friend Alejandro for Commonwealth would be probably saying the same thing on his side, that they're going to win it. No, it's going to be a great tournament. Listen, you have 16 quality teams. I think it'll be a major event, obviously, and we're looking forward, obviously, to doing well. But I think that's an opportunity as well. We need to look at the Centenario as a platform for future possible joint ventures with our brothers down and sisters down in Common Ball, and see where else we can leverage sort of the Americas, as I said, to look at future events possibly. And maybe there's a possibility that maybe it doesn't take another 100 years for something like this to happen. So I think we need to look at it as a platform.